Oh, sorry, let me download it. I didn't want to be like one of those kids who like downloads a doc and pre-fills it like 20 minutes before the round starts. Alright.
Alright, Katherine, you good? Spikes at the bottom if I have time. A is the interpretation. The negative must concede the affirmative potential level offense. B is preemptive. U violate by reading turns or defense under the affirmative. C prefer A fill education. L for both topical debate and framework debate. Thinking about different fill is real life applicable debates. We have to make personal choices and choose a way to liberalize. And LD is the only debate form where we can debate so much philosophy. This education is 100% unique to LD. Fill debate best form is critical thinking when comforted with a philosophical position. Debater must think or they will lose and analyze viewpoints. And in round fill education is uniquely key since we get explicitly compare fill. Others may not interact well. Even if we can decide anything, we can gain critical thinking about the ways words interact. Even topic education and not always nation to linking top education is better than philosophy. I offer both words. The only allow for bad philosophy because we never actually engage in framing to be and B. I increase the breadth of topic education with it. I allow for real world arguments outlined in different ethical paradigms. B. Debatability. Every framework offers easier structural access to valve from one side, like pulls my flow is certainly on a certain topic means that access to a framework debate is always one-to-one sentence. Not as if some framework is inherently more true than another one. It's a question of how good you are, not empirics. Two different instances. Both essentially we both need equal offensive access to the valve. After is a reason drop the debater. A. It's impossible for me to compensate for B's, especially with a time crunch 20 RB. It's impossible for the app to overwhelm the next and taking class for 6 minutes for the argument critics to go for as many abuse for arguments as possible for the time trade-off, which is infinite abuse. This rule of the ballot is to endorse the debater who proves the truth or falsity at the resolution. 1. Debate is a companion game, just like any other. The better compare wins. There are different ways to play the game. You're not determining yourself based on those factors. For instance, you would decide who won the best going game based on who shot threes. We're seeing that some pretty ultimate value had the most fun. Even disagree that the greatest game. I think this, which means you should concede since I can by winning 2 feet of some sort of nothing. Least this round of the results in the world. This means that even if we high fidelity breakdown of pressure ultimately makes no real difference on the ballot, which means that it makes no sense to actual order the ballot. The very best you can write whatever you think is important on the ballot, but still validate based on a better debater, better for your position. Since more people talk about it, if it loses. 3. The ballot is a constituent feature of debate. It tells you how the game functions. This means you only have the jurisdiction to determine who the better debater is because that is the goal of debate and argument. From the standpoint of an umpire, the paramount is considering governing play is conformity with the rules of chess and a legal move argument that will result in a more intellectually challenging game. The proper response is ignore the argument compared to the move. The authority of rules is absolutely 4. Every statement develops a truth value. Fred, we cannot recognize a property of thing without realizing this thing has the property to be true with every property of thing is joined a property of truth. The sentence I small the descent of violence has the same content as it is true that I small the descent of violence. Prefer meta-ethics. 1. Normativity. Underlying every ethical principle is a fundamental set of principles that guide the principle to its conclusion. These are the meta-ethical principles that provide the justification for any ethical theory or practice, which means to deny meta-ethic is to deny the other regular ethic itself, which without justifying a different meta-ethic, since everything derives its justification from the meta-ethic. 2. Meta-ethics outweigh on strength of link, since it ultimately guides the thought process that lead to regular ethical conclusions, which means that we cannot connect an action as a meta-ethic. We have skipped a step and thus provides an even stronger justification to take an action since it builds our most basic and strong justification to deny meta-ethics that makes debate impossible since every claim is dependent upon a meta-ethic for its justification. 3. Feel that meta-ethics provide unique philosophical education since we can compare the foundations of every moral, legal, and political philosophy to better understand how we come to use and accept our current ethics. This is uniquely key in debate since A, we can interact more words that don't otherwise contest each other in the literature, and B is the judge's obligation nor spill-led since that's the constituent purpose of LD. How about morality? The meta-ethic is consistency with intuitions. First, intuitions are the only thing capable of motivating moral action. Ethical frameworks are useless without motivation, which makes deriving obligations impossible. General. Why should one be just as intelligible? Obligations are be just as derivative from intuitions. Political theories lack binding force. The theories who persuades without asserting truth as helpless principles of justice not based on objective moral principles are arbitrary, best and prejudicial words without binding moral force. There must be some operating non subjective commitment that compels individuals to sacrifice their self-interest. The gap reflects the distance between description and obligation. Even rationally informed of obligations, only moral intuitions can motivate to act. And absent any clear reason to prefer another framework, default to the acting true because defaults are definitionally intuition. Second, those who rely on intuitions empirically act morally less often. Gander. In the experiment, participants were by the time they acted morally and were asked to take an unsolvable IQ test. Those who were asked to grade their own paper, 23% people cheated. People who tend to rely on their gut feelings are less likely to cheat after reflecting on the time they behave morally. People try to compensate for past bad behavior by acting morally in the present among people who rely on intuition. Third, all frameworks cost intuitions. The only reason we adopt a moral framework is when it draws conclusion consistent inconsistent with our intuitions or incentive. Mutual tells us to kill our mock to say intuition would not act under mutual. Fourth, intuitions are epistemologically just started. Every chain of reasoning has to start somewhere to avoid infinite rigor. More reasoning sometimes changes, but there's always a way they seem prior to reasoning. Otherwise, reasoning could not get started. Initial intellectual appearance is an intuition that is P is a series of seeming to one that P is not dependent on inference or other ways that results from thinking about P. Fifth, neuroscience proves rational and functional fields. Dr. Celebrating neuroscience lays out the current science to be the neurocentric research into decision making, followed by reviews of the literature. Conclusion is that people who experience the damage to parts of the brain are responsible for reactions are unable to decide how to correct their six intuitions are sufficient for decision making. Enoch, it is not required to be that the world be ultimate for us to be a simple utilitarian as the be will change age reason to act. If doing so will maximize utility, this seems to me the independently plausible rules. I think it would be reason to act knowing while the other reasons may be relevant, including possibly strong reasons not to act and need not intend that given reasons to be the only reasons. Contention 1. Any interpretation of the First Amendment proves protection of source confidentiality is intuitive, necessary for a marketplace of ideas. Interpretation of the First Amendment of privilege or journals makes intuitive sense because it encourages the dissemination of more information. Not everything worth saying shall be said. The individual liberty theory still argue for privilege or journalist assistant cannot fully express herself with that information. This always a context. It's intuitive to due to the specific nature of the law as it applies to the resolution of how legal scholars advise political decisions. B. Consistency is an intuition based on the logic of free expression, which means you cannot deny a half without denying its already accepted justification. 2. A reporter is undermined by the inability to keep their sources confidential since the structure of confidentiality allows for those who would not be able to participate in being a source of theirs. This means it is a necessary intuitive feature of a confidential source to be protected since A is implied when they are entitled confidential. B. The practice of journalism would be undermined. 3. The ideological intuition beyond the resolution of the privacy since the resolution questions whether an individual should be able to keep assets to themselves to the public, which is an undeniably positive intuition for individuals since A. We fight in many areas, particularly against government interference. We would never have the ability to exist outside the public eye, which is massively infernal psychological and since it breeds anxiety about constantly being viewed by others.
Okay, so you didn't read anything.
I'll tell you what I didn't read. I didn't read the underview, the 2 points in the underview. I didn't read the 7th framework justification, incompleteness.
Okay.
And then I didn't read the Stratsky standard on the first show.
Okay, I'm ready. Is everyone good? 3 minutes starting now. So first of all, let's do the intro at the top. So insofar as so if I read arguments to say I want to read a different framework, does that violate?
If you want to read a different framework, no.
Yeah.
You can read a different.
So
framework.
as long as I read a different framework and win offense linking under that framework, I don't violate.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's go to the bottom. Let's go to this. Oh no, sorry. Can you explain the Enoch?
Sure. So Enoch is saying that the way we evaluate statements and its truth value is through the theory theory it corresponds to.
Okay, so alright, so how do we intuit through the app, right? So how are we able to determine specific intuitions that guide us to action?
Sure. So there's 2 ways we derive intuitions. There's one, things that we know a priori intuitive. There's those come from gut checks or from neuroscience, like the doctoral evidence would implicate. Or there's also popular intuition.
Okay, so how are we able to determine what is specifically oh yeah, so this popular intuition, right? So just because there's some sort of dominant mode of intuition, you should follow.
No, not necessarily. It's not a polls type argument. It's a question of so the doctor evidence would imply that or the doctor evidence and the humor evidence talk about the chain of reasoning. Prior to our question of reasoning through a statement or reasoning through an obligation, we have certain preconditions. Those we look by analyzing those preconditions, we can get an intuition.
Okay, that's fine. Do TGS come first?
I don't take this chance.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm bad at asking CS questions. Let's go to the contention level offense.
Sure.
So, can you explain the third argument with the 8 point?
Sure. So the third argument is saying that the ideology behind the resolution in the first place is that individuals should be able to keep parts of themselves from the public, right? Be able to hide certain facts from us. That is intuitive because we naturally want to hide stuff from government interference. For example, we do not always want to expose the entirety of our identities to the government state.
All right, cool. That's fine. Will you defend that the act happens through a federal act by Congress?
I mean, we think that's irrelevant and per se the framework.
Okay, right, but I want to read a strategy where that is relevant towards the framework that I'm reading. So you defend that slide ground? Because I'm not allowed to contest your. I'm not allowed to contest your offense.
Sure,
So
you can read something like in which I defend the state, but like under my act that would be irrelevant whether I defend the state or not.
okay, right, but I
But
just
yes,
want you. Okay,
you can.
all right, that's cool. That's all I need for CX. It's 5 minutes here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take 5 minutes starting now. If I returns to the app, the function under my framework, does that, like, with my framework, evaluates like a weighing mechanism, right? Like, let's just say I read like util, right? And then I read util-based terms on the app. Does that violate the shell?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's co-opting affirmative contention. Or like, yeah, it's engaging with affirmative contention.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, stop. I have TOT remaining. Alright, the doc should be pulled up. The order, I mean, if you want, you can count util framing as an off or a different sheet if that makes things neater, but really it's just util framing, 2 off, and then case. On case, it's going to be specifically starting with the truth testing arguments, and then it'll go to intuitions.
Wait, can you repeat that? So it's util framing, then util offense, you said?
Util framing, and then 2 disads, then on case, starting with truth testing, moving on to intuitions.
Okay.
Alright, 7 minutes. Is everyone ready? Good?
Yeah.
7 minutes starting now. The role of the balance is to test resolutions to a simulation of policy debates is the most model for the best interest of the resolution promotes portable skills more than all 15. We're equipping a new generation of science students, but they still select theory to practice scenario analysis, value experiential technique, that bringing solid and pedagogical benefits, and analytical exercise encourages identifying issues and enables research to run policymakers and empirically robust answers to policy questions, when aiming developing the process to accelerate innovation, scholarship by mentioning momentum maps, and illuminating new essential areas and creative basis immersion, and also relevant research contributes to the overall diversity field without diluting the epistemological commitments, all take seriously relevance to inform and live in the public debate. Because A, jurisdiction, the active authority to regulate journalism, specifically confidentiality laws are fair originally government, so it's a logical to the resolution of the question what policymakers have to do. B, scholarship using little science, literature, and related works provide the most accurate content to subject matter, educational takeaways, and fair division of accuracies. And revisionary intuitionism is reliable and produces YouTube combating cognitive and systemic violence, weighing outcomes, desirability, the only morally coherent theory. Ask EO8. Object level more reasoning is valuable, mental level more reasoning, where some uses people are better discussing whether torture is good or bad, when they discuss the meaning of good and bad, self-esteem around is normalizing intuition. There's nothing else to argue from what experiences intuition. You try to value intuition, to know moral coherence, people who pay the same to save. Intuition is wrong, the brain consists of labels, while local choice is stable. Well, it doesn't matter, personality already exists when you reflect on intuition, so your presence starts to see a common denominator principle. Multiplies one word of love, as we say, they go for a particular ritual preferred because actions is the same last by individual moral rules, needs are counted around a car, so way B. Six have such an obligation to aggregate the most good. Two conflicts of repeat resolvability only may determine whether action good or not. Losing it, their outcome of proven 10 and 4 boys from the third point. 4 moral hedging. They don't cause an alternative theory of opposed reliability for decision making. You tell us the highest chance of being right. Therefore, it also accounts for multiple moral sentiments and sequencing material that this priority moral evaluation, like the app Wagner 3. The distinction between existence and non-existence in the means which doesn't here regress that the expression is existence respecting the other must ensure the other exists regardless of protecting the other. If they don't, they promise the moral commitment. Now, on the first off, Democrats are the House majority now, but the Senate is still a toss-up. The plan stalks a blue wave. Limb 824. The House was decided by swing urban suburban states where Republicans are highly vulnerable. Democrats are in 27 states, Republicans only 9, but then the House of Republicans are border swells. They defend 25 districts, Republicans hold 66 more repetitive House states where Republicans sending which goes to gerrymandering the still more than a man, stress from the potential for a Democratic wave. And the absolute agenda is a huge win for the Democrats and overall applies to the conference for midterm elections and increasing their voter turnout. Silver May in 17. Democrats experience a surge of confidence in the press of Republicans are experiencing more extreme negative views in the media. Views are becoming even more divided by a more party line. 74% of confidence in the press. The high level of Democrats and 97% of Republicans who such confidence in the media. The increase of recognition of the role of the media is in holding opposition credible, accountable. Democrats exposed to a lot of critical importance in the media and other extremes to institutions. And Democrat voter turnout is extremely volatile. Everyone like voter confidence destroys the blue wave. Parker 813. Democrats have had a feeling between presidential elections and the actually control conflict polluted by the election. The Democratic Party like this, like vote to be the Democratic candidates. The House representatives remains and privileges to center electoral pressures to create obstacles that feeling in one matter most of the Democrats. The Democratic Party is looking at with this voters like building around alien logical house, so something seems to be changing. And a Democratic wave is key to symbolically delegitimize Trump populism globally and shore up liberal order. Fukuyama 17. Populist parties also threaten to the liberal order, but the likelihood they succeed depends on the U.S. American interest of establishing the order of the U.S. regime, the pendulum swing, putting in favor of national attacks on the institution of the last accepted the exchange of Republican to appears to step back now. 2018 will go down and whether their aberrations that happen polarization will deep institutional trust experience will be more significant damage outside the U.S. populist surging played out in Germany, the left-hand officials will be for ancient times. And discrediting Trumpian populism is key to avoid global extinction. Wall 16. Better for populism until early we are breaking the liberal conservatism like in a world of global war states are strengthening the rules of the middle and reverses power threatening with nuclear weapons, reactionary populism, receptacles of war, democracy, community trade wars, territorial disputes, liberal militarism, seeking problems in the negotiation of capitalists with terror problems, common problems with Russia, China, and Turkey, bringing a facade of stability and war where they follow the importance of maintaining the public good and including the future of the plan remains evergreen. Skip the NISA now, I'll come back to it if I have time. Now let's go on to the app framing. Utilists can also make any specific argument we are making with our cross application is with market years that we have to utilize this specifically in terms of our arguments in terms of how we are going to utilize actual decision making. So first of all, let's go into justification for truth testing. First of all, the argument in our is kind of not true because it says that the role of ballots is something that says it makes no sense for the role of ballots to have a person in the first place. So no doubt this argument, specific argument should be looking for within the argument is I should wait. No, sorry, that's the second argument. But the most important thing is when we're talking about with fiat or illusion, this all of them matters really specific, and then the most important thing is to utilize this round in order to give ourselves access to real world education specific benefits is doing this is specific that is impacts real world portability. These two are as arguments outweigh on education, which gets most specific to further education, their application. Also, education controls are interlinked to different because one, it's the survival activity schools want to be because it's educational, and also two, because it's better education means better fairness, because fairness is subjective standard. We learn about better application to route around for fairness if you're able to have a better education within the route specifically. And now let's go on to the first point. Even if it is sold again, there's certain specific ways in which we come to evaluate the round of fields. As long as I'm not going to marginally using a certain way, it means you're still going to algorithm. All my arguments simply just big result of the argument in the morning. This means that insofar basically while we're saying that you have to utilize some sort of analysis of the policy, we're saying this is most important to the recognition of jurisdiction of the judge in the first place. Now let's go towards the intuition arguments. First of all, your truthful evidence, even if people have some sort of intuition, so no justification as why intuition is going to be universally crossed by Udasky here because Udasky is a justification as to why there is always going to be some sort of specific one with intuitionism. The only thing that's actually scientifically coherent is we're able to use utilitarianism, also specific to the second evidence. Even if people are able to have intuition to meet some less morals, necessarily to verify intuitionism as a moral theory. Third, on the third argument, just because the utility necessarily we are trying to make the race good for the most amount of people a certain reason, this does not necessarily mean that we have to utilize absolute consequences in certain ways. And you see, there's also intuition is a matter of personal accumulation of experience because we are so able to look at the possibility of consequences so bad that as they kill someone, and also this type of scenario is very unlikely. So it means that specifically it's better for us to go overall. You need to use why morality must be overall binding within the realm of some justification as to why there's no specific reasons why you have to have this sort of guiding like ethical system because yes, this is a very good job of explaining why the specific impacts are not going to be relevant. Also, when it comes to the framing, sorry. Let's go on to the Enoch evidence. Even if you're trying to, even if you're trying to Enoch evidence is not sufficient to take out the argument of armors, making specific, we have to have a specific policy making in the context of policy making because we have to be able to use this for us to access supplement education and also most importantly being able to reside at a certain decision. Being able to sit there, intuitions are waiting for us to make decisions whether or not we're able to make right or wrong decisions. So maybe able to be able to do anything. Don't maybe make any responses towards any parts of the negative framework. The most important articulations that we're making is that the two percent sold idea. We're just saying the most specific articulation is just sort of policy implications. He's able to talk about how so also another framing implications that was specifically when it comes to intuitions, and there's no specific gap in which we're able to prescribe certain actions. There's no justification as to why certain intuitions are good over another. There's no specific reasoning about how we're able to utilize intuitions in this way. And tomorrow, this is also not going to say strong offense. It's a matter of how you're able to use your framework to apply to offense in the first place. So the question here within the framework is that insofar as we're able to prove how we're able to determine certain intuitions are more important than others means you can't vote on that.
Alright, you good for cross?
Yeah, I just didn't need the second they said.
The economy does it?
Yeah.
Alright, so you read the politics one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through your justifications. First, let's talk about the role about. The distinction between your role about and mine is that you're saying that we need to stimulate this truth testing through like policy debates, through like some sort of like fiated action.
Right, because the best way to have it, it's the way to garner the most truth from the specific debate, and the specificity is key here, because you can make arguments about why, like, debate is a game, we want to see who's going to be the better debater, but we say with specific legal context, that's justifications.
Okay, so
first, there's also education implications made in AC.
Cool, so why is policy debating key to deriving truth?
Okay, so we are saying that when we're using policy debating, right, it's a specific way in which we're able to answer the resolution, because the resolution is, like, posing a policy-oriented question, right?
Wait, what do you mean the resolution is posing a policy-oriented question?
Okay, so we were thinking, like, it'd be one difference. So, like, if the resolution was asking us, for example, like, a general moral principle versus giving us the specific, like, understanding of the U.S. for a context of, like, the right, like, of, like, press rights and stuff like that.
How is it not implicating a moral principle? Like, if it's not, like, what?
It's not implicating a strictly moral principle, right? The argument is not that there's no moral principle involved, but it's a matter of we still have the importance of understanding the legal.
So if your argument is predicated on the fact that the resolution isn't a strict moral principle, then why do you read like an ethical theory like you do?
Okay, so we are reading it, right? Okay, so again, that's misconstruing the argument. It's a matter of it's not just solely a general moral statement, but we still have moral applications, right? That's the whole point. It's still a normative framework. We're reading Utah.
Okay. Does the dissad turn the case under the F framework?
No, it turns out under the neg framework.
Okay, so if I win framing, then none of the dissad matters, correct?
I mean, yes, that would be your answer. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about the framing justifications. Sure. Did you make any arguments in the 1 and C for why TGS come first?
No, I don't take a stance.
Okay.
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to answer.
Okay. Now let's go to your. Okay, so strictly role. So let's talk about this Udosky evidence. Sure. What is the implication of this?
So what Yudowski is saying is that when we're trying to understand how these different theories work, right, there's always some point towards, for example, intuitions will always lead to some sort of like moral incoherence, right? Because you can talk about how like the specific rules for a theory make sense, but in terms of their application and how people apply them, right, utilizing them is always going to necessarily be wrong, right? That's the argument he's making with like intuition, like trying to
because what? Intuitionism is wrong because what?
Okay, so intuitionism is wrong because people aren't able to necessarily make those distinctions.
Okay.
It's just warranted in here. People pay the same to say 50,000 lives as 5,000, etc.
All right. That's fine. I'll just start prep.
Okay.
Starting now. Okay. The orders new off. It's extended, but I can send the interp if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll send the interp. And then new off, then aft top down, then let's see.
Yeah, I'll actually get the interp after. Yeah. I don't have it yet, but you can just start. It's fine.
Interpretation of the affirmative domains and advocacy text within the NC that AC that a negative must have an advocacy text of domains what they're defining within the NC violation. The negatives that have an IC text within the NC standard. Safeguard having an IC text ensures knowledge of what the negative world looks like and ensures that they shift out of disadvantage. They can make new extrapolations in the next, which is completely clear what the world is without a textual advocacy. This skews my strategy because they'll be able to move any of my office by making those extrapolations to solve what it wasn't clear what the negative world looked like in the first place, making it impossible for the applicant. And this controls the internal and Chinese ground theory, so any advocacy controls which requirement is valid and also which is valid. Key education is a difference having ground to even interact and clash in the first place, and stable ground is key difference because it unconditionally relates our ability to argue and when drop to the rear because it's George's future abuse when occurring and the future and B point it's dropping argue, drop the entire attitude, which means that you can have negative. Now use computing enters is the best way to verify increases better norms because we verify better design. Thus all counter is written down in explicit text in order to religion, otherwise it's possible to verify the norm that justifies the abuse in the first is now fairness is voted because it's the reason why judges it's fairness is voted because the role of the judge to work for the best reader and not the best reader, and also education is voted because it's a reason why schools funding the first is secret also is education reasons. Now onto the truth system roll develop. You really do poor interactions in the truth system roll develop. If I win that the world development excludes your disadvantages, that's the reason for why it's the game over right there. You can extend the Narden evidence. Narden evidence is going to be a damning concession because it's a meta-weighing claim that says that you the constitutional rules are proving the truth or falsity on a straight truth or falsity resolutions. You don't have the jurisdiction to evaluate other policies that aren't directly the resolution now, which means it takes out access to using policy making so stressful. But even if you go to this argument that policy making is key to finding truth, just we'll make multiple arguments for this. You say we'll make multiple arguments for this. A point is that you can extend the fiat as a loser argument. You say this A point this is a false fiat, so it is not true fiat. Insofar as that we're winning that fiat is an illusory subject, you can see that he just makes education claims, and that is a reason for why we're not actually going to have this fiat. Meaning it's not true claims. Even if the polling is a good evidence, even if the politics is that it's good evidence, it's not a true thing because it's not actually occurring in the resolution. Means that's argument for truth or custody. Now you say and jurisdiction always education determines your ability to even vote on education in the first. You say there's no sense of the rule that is true, but we access that truth better. 8 points that we look to the better debater, then that's garnering more proof because policies compare multiple things, whereas better debaters, both debaters are working on one statement, it's easier to derive the truth. B points that's ultimate way to get truth. Now real world education is irrelevant because 8 points that it's a fake real world education versus because we never know it's actually going to occur in the first place, and B points that B point is that it's not a jurisdiction comes first. Now onto the framework. Extend the standard of text that it's consistent. The meta ethic is consistency with intuitions. You make a really damning concession. You can see that meta ethics come first. Intuition is a meta ethic concern because it determines what ethics are in the first. This means that if I win one reason for why meta ethics comes first, that's a reason for why we prefer over usual. You can see the normativity on the normativity or the strength of language, which says that meta ethics determine how we evaluate ethical concerns in the first place. That we always need to look to a medical ethical theory first. Insofar as he doesn't provide a medical theory, that means they're automatically preferring intuition first. Also, you can see the field education theory for why your role to judge should ensure theories that encourage the betterment of further theories. Meaning that for my, I'm definitely winning intuition comes first. But even if you don't buy the argument, I'll win the jingle evidence, which is jamming. Only my friend derives obligation because there's no justification for why universal matters in the first place, whereas intuition is always moral. There's multiple case studies. Now, extend the offense that the way extend the offense that the necessary evidence, which says that any interpretation of the First Amendment improves protections of confidentiality is intuitive because it's intuitive to unique to the specific nature of law. It's also intuitive to be consistent with our ability to not express our identity state because we don't always want to express our identity state.
Alright. Do you mind if I just make sure I have the input?
Yeah.
Alright. I had 205. I don't see it on my flow.
202.
202. Alright.
Ready?
Alright, so I'll take 202 starting now. You say I have to write down the counterinterp, right?
Yeah.
You don't make any arguments about RBIs in the 1 yard, right? You don't make any arguments about RBIs?
No.
Okay. Do you state whether or not theory comes first?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. The order is going to be wonky.
Order is going to be what?
It's just going to be bad. How about this? I'll start off with an overview, which would probably flow best on the theory shell. Afterwards, I'll go specifically on the interp, counter-interp, and then I'll signpost from there because I haven't decided. All right. All right, 6 minutes. Is everyone ready? Starting now. There are two important ways in which people to resolve the round. First of all, you can go on the theory must make multiple different reasons why when theory later on the round. The second argument is that he doesn't respond to specific reasons why intuitions are necessarily going to be false. It doesn't respond to any of the asking points or other things. He also doesn't respond to the walker evidence. It's also damning towards the relation towards the absolute. The basically your round has a very particular balance towards either you can vote on because I'm winning on theory or you can vote on the fact that he doesn't respond to any of the philosophical justifications. He gives reasons to why he doesn't go for all comes versus all just other ethical justifications than the walker evidence and Udowski evidence as to why we have to utilize utilitarianism, which is always going to go negative. So first, let's start off on theory. First of all, I'm not the negative debater. I'm the negative. I'm Miss Marco. Also, another thing we don't specifically when we're talking about strategies, no specific reasons happening because I'm just debating to the specific couple of discounts. You can talk about justifications as to why there's a specific ground this way. You never get specific reasons as to why this is going to happen. You just say reasons to why that I'm able to make new extrapolations in the next piece, but never textualize what possible extrapolations you can make in the next speech. You can make reasons as to why it could be theories specifically because you've initiated the show. Which means you are the person to cause you want to boost in the first place. Also, specifically doesn't take any doesn't say I cannot make says sun paradigm issues. Also, didn't know he would be reading reasons when you're interred. I don't have the ability to pretend that he's going to be reading this. So, Grammy access to says on paradigm issues. Let me you should vote for. So, first of all, you should Grammy access to the only way you're able to resolve the debate in the first place because if I'm running the show in the first place, it means that he's wasting time in the show. You should, if you make an interpretation when you do the entirety of my offense, it's reasons why I should lose. Also, it's better if you're able to chill actual theory in terms of the reason why you don't want to argue because your show is frivolous in the first place, which obviously is. Now, counter-interpret. The negative does not have to write a delineated advocacy text in the 1 and C, but it only defends disadvantages. First, so I need now as far as standards. First, this is key to education because it's able for me to have any sort of specific access to ground by forcing me to put a specific text in this and make me put a text in the speech is waste my possibility for argument time. You the one where you're also allowed to make arguments, but I only have the one to make arguments, so it's reasons to why I'm uniquely using access. So it's better if I have the time to just just ask me to specifically specify crossing. So you never make this specification why you can't use crossing specifically say this. You can just ask me if what this is. Never just pay contextual reasons. I'll then be able to respond to this in the 2AR because I don't know if I'm able to respond to this also. The other justifications is better for education at first place. That's all you have to do is just make interactive reasons to why you chose wrong. Like literally just use your app. There's no specific music here to probably engage with this. Also caused by the voter arguments. Also specifically you should vote on education versus also is relevant because if sorry. The most also on voter ranking specifically to be making arguments if you're trying to get a theory specifically building a theory there should be coming first. This is a direct question to education about how we're able to interact with that in the first place. If he's specifically not me asking this around some reasons why actually getting access. Sorry, that's just the reason why I should win. Anyways, now let's go back onto the role of the ballot debate. So first off, with this Narden argument. Actually, no, sorry, not with Narden. Feel as illusory, first of all. You know, responding to specific arguments, you say that this is a complicated argument, you say that you have a specific role ballot, then you have reasons why there's no role for the ballot in the first place, so it means that you can, this argument is contradiction, not justification, for your vote on it, don't respond to this argument at all, so no specific, thing this as well, that specific, question of whether or not, we have to philosophy on it's a matter about utilize and policy making, we're able to have a better, understanding of what is true on this topic, because we specifically have to have a better analysis of the bar evidence, to make a booking interaction on this, with no warrant, so why, we do not, for example, you make with your, you're not going to make a justification of our decisions, but you don't respond to the fact that we need to have, propositions don't mean we have to actually have a coherent decision. You'd ask you evidence, you'd ask explains to you that intuitions was wrong. It doesn't mean a matter if I can see to it as a meta ethic or anything like that. It's a question of intuitions are not able to guide action, and that's able to actually guide your actions to so it means that even if that function is the higher level, it's the fact that it's still devolved to utilitarianism, which means you should be able to well, that's even if you don't buy that argument, go to the Walker evidence. It's cold, conceded from day one. This specifically says that most important apparatus evaluation is to see whether or not material is going to have any distinction impact clearly articulated in the dissad. So it's a justification of me also specifically on the Narden evidence. You're talking about the constitutional rules like this of policy specifically is not within jurisdiction, is not an independent voter jurisdiction, involves the variance in education. So because it's a question of whether or not you have the educated ability to interact with this, or you have the fair ability to act with this fairly in the round. So don't vote off this argument independently, just so like towards the education claim, you should be able to win specifically against the other education impacts in the round also. Sorry. It doesn't have the education because it's so like it's back and forth on their rounds education in the first place. Also, it's most important that we need to talk about the ways which are specific truth of also within the rounds on justification as to why you're specifically doing this. Also, you know, conceivable education, it's a matter of your actually engaging in some philosophy, utilitarianism, that's pretty basic, you know, methodology, so specific way which I'm engaging in the base, also producing good education in the first place. So you should still be able to utilize the perimeter that I was supposed to learn. But here, we go towards the dissad. So specifically, sorry. Now let's go towards the dissad. Extend the lean method specifically saying that we have the break right now. You can extend the Silverman evidence saying that the Democrats will be overconfident at the day. Don't do this with Parker evidence as well as the Fukuyama evidence specifically said that we will lose this ability to, and we have to have the blue wave learners specifically be able to take down the Trump White House and able to have access to the liberal order in this first place, and also that the law evidence specifically saying that discrediting populism is key to avoiding extinction, which specifically goes back to the Walker evidence. So it's very easy for people to trigger on all these arguments, and it's just very simple. So basically, this is how the round breaks down. When you're looking at the multiple arguments, the first place you can vote off is theory. There's multiple different responses on the interp itself, and there's specific arguments with the counter-interp about how I solve all of the abuse claims. If there's any possibility that he doesn't respond to this, you should just default to voting on theory. Even if you don't buy those arguments, there's multiple different justifications as to why I'm voting on substance. Util is still able to hijack this in the first place. And the other most important argument is that he's conceded a lot of the index to intuitionism. So even if I concede all these other specific arguments, framing them out in this way, if intuitionism is still wrong, which he has conceded, and if the Walker evidence is true, which he has coldly conceded, it's 100% strength of link, you are easily able to preclude the entire debate and just pull the trigger on the dissad. Everything else is very messy. Theory and the dissad are the cleanest places to vote.
Alright, 1 and 3. The order is on a quick overview on the theory debate, like the RBI stuff, and then out. overview to the rundown. Only out of negative has this RB argument because he doesn't extend offense whatsoever from that. Even though of his function, he still needs an extension to go on the argument. Now let's speak back to RB. At first, he says it's just because it's the only way to resolve the debate. But 8 points that no, you can resolve off the substance debate. And it works like this: if I was going for the shell and I won theory, then you vote off on theory. But or no, if I don't win the shell, you vote neg on substance because he still looks at substance layers. The different layers mean that you still resolve by voting on the substance. Now he's saying moves the entirety of the offense, but no, it doesn't because it engages on different layers. The substance engages on a different layer. If you beat back the shell without going for an RBI, then that's an easy way for why your offense still exists and why, and that's an easy way for why your offense still exists in the first place because you're insofar as you beat back here, your offense still is relevant because there is no longer indicting it. It's a separate layer, meaning it's still possible. The 3 points is illogical because insofar as that you give an RBI for just a no, we know which resolve the run because you would be saying you're winning for you're winning for not violating a shell, but I'm not violating the shell either in the first place, so it would be irresolvable way to resolve the run. Now let's go to the AC. Once you consider multiple arguments on the truth system model that are going to take out the entirety of your policy making NC strategy, you can see that fiat is fake fiat in education, so it's never actually going to drive truth in the first place because what we do in the fiat world isn't what's actually happening in the status quo, meaning that you cannot derive truth from this argument. You would say that jurisdiction determines what education is allowed in the first place because jurisdiction is a prior question as jurisdiction is a prior question as to whether jurisdiction is a prior question, so whether it matters. Jurisdiction is a prior question to determine what education you can even go on the first place. Even education is better than really a good thing. It doesn't matter because you need to know how you vote on education or how education plays out in the round. Now you can see, and you also can see that fiat is not out of your jurisdiction because it's not directly the truth or falsity of the resolution. You also can see that it's only truth testing is also would take out the RBI because it's a truth testing will also take out the RBI because it's just about that. You should look to the truth or falsity of resolution prior to looking at things like a theoretical question for why you should get it. There's also now let's go to the NC the framing. The problem with the strategy is that you can see that intuitions and meta-ethical constraints, whereas utilitarianism is not. This means that intuition is a gateway issue to determining whether things like utilitarianism in the first place. The gateway issue to determining whether his index to intuitions, the reason for why intuitions are bad in the first place, is evaluating meta-ethical constraints. And so far as you don't evaluate those first, then you cannot evaluate the reasons for why intuitions fail. So meaning that it's a gateway issue. Also key to philosophical education. Even if it's winning education matters, and that's the reason for you look to intuitions first. Meaning that you vote on mine over his, even if he's winning the framework debate. Mine is only meta-ethical constraint. To extend the offense, which says that it's expressing ourselves to identity is not intuitive in the first place, and confidentiality is even.
I'm sick. I don't get anymore.
Thank you. I don't know if you're gonna like any of this. Thank you. I love these. She's so vegetarian. Thank you.